Hey everyone, this is Bobby Warner of PlayingWithPizza.com, and today I'm going to use this Saporito super heavy, did I say super heavy, tomato puree. Now I got the number 10 can out of from Restaurant Depot, and yesterday I wanted to make a meat sauce, so I got it out. So most of the tomato product is out of this can except for a little bit. You know, this is tomato puree, right? And I thought it would be somewhere between a tomato paste and crushed tomato, right? Because that's what I'm used to seeing with tomato puree. I mean, when you look at the consistency of this, I mean, that is it. I mean, I couldn't tell the difference between the puree and the tomato paste. Now, to be fair, it does say super heavy. and it is. So, what I did yesterday, you know, my mother makes, when she makes eggplant parmesan, she makes her sauce with tomato paste, water, and then she seasons it. So that's how I'm gonna use this to make a pizza sauce, and that's all it's gonna be is tomato puree, water, and some seasonings. All right. So this is the tomato puree. I didn't even weigh it, so I don't know how much is in there. I've got like almost 16 ounces of water here, and I'm just gonna add the water to get a consistency that I like. So I'm not weighing anything here. My mother's Italian. Her mother, my grandmother, Gracie, she was the first, you know, she was the first generation on my mother's side born in this country. My great-grandma Bondandola, and my great-grandfather Joe, they came from Italy. I don't know where my great-grandfather's from, but my great-grandmother Maria, I just call her Grandma Bondandola, she was from outside the Campania region, about hour and a half outside of Naples. So, like I said, I'm just trying to get this to a consistency that I would use on a pizza sauce. And normally when I make pizza, I just like using tomatoes out of the can. For true Neapolitan, they use San Marzano from Italy, from the mount. They're grown in like volcanic ash from where like Mount Vesuvius had erupted, and they're like a sweeter kind of tomato. This is a little thick. I'm almost there though, and you see. You see how much sauce we have now, right? We just had, you know, I don't know how much we had. We had a little bit. I'm a big fan of oregano. I love oregano in pizza, on pizza, in pizza sauce. So I'm going to start off with about a teaspoon or so. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe a couple of teaspoons. Like, I'm not big on basil. I'm putting a little bit of onion powder. I'm an Italian who doesn't like onions. Maybe about quarter to a half teaspoon. And I have chopped garlic in the fridge, but I'm just going to use a garlic powder. And we're going to go about half teaspoon. I use a little bit more garlic powder than I use a little bit more garlic powder than onion powder, I'm going to mix that in. I'm going to get a little bit of sugar, the rest of the extra virgin olive oil I have. So I'm going to put a little sugar in here, maybe about 2 teaspoons. And again, you know, my mother's like, when she was teaching me how to cook, I say, hey, how do you make your gravy? We would call her, if she made a Sunday gravy, you might call it spaghetti sauce, but she said, I don't know, you just put a little pinch of this in, that in. I'm going to hit it with a little olive oil. Looks like I had a couple teaspoons left. But if you like it, put more. And you know, one thing I haven't put in yet is the salt. Add 1, 2, maybe a couple pinches of salt. We'll see how this is. And we're going to use this on a New York style pizza that I'm going to make with Oxidant all-purpose flour. That's going to be coming up in a separate video. But let's see, or maybe it'll be part of the same video. Needs more of everything. Needs a lot more. So now I'm probably putting in another 2 tablespoons. So just the sheer volume of what we have, just need to put more, and that's all right. That's what it's about. Just taste it and get it to where you want. You know, you got to be happy. I watch a lot of videos about how to make true Neapolitan, how to make this, how to make New York, how to make dough, how to make sauce. And there's really no consensus. You know, I know there's regulations as to what makes, you know, a true Neapolitan, but when you watch them chefs, they make them differently. And I'm double dipping. Me and my wife are going to be the only ones eating this sauce, so. A little better. I'm going to go a little sweet, a little more sugar, a little more oregano. Did I tell you I love oregano? So this is using the Stanislaw super heavy tomato puree. So, and I'm going to use this, you know, that oregano's coming up, and to me that is just classic New York pizza. A little bit better. I have a little bit more water. Thin it out a little bit. And that's going to be it. So, you know, if you're making pizza sauce, like I said, with the Neapolitan pizzas, they don't cook the sauce. They either run the San Marzanos. When you get in San Marzanos, look for DOP. That's like a designated place of origin, so you know it's coming from the true region in the volcanic ash. Now, there's a lot of companies, especially out in California, that produce a lot of great tomato products. Stanislaw is one of them. This is their Saporito super heavy tomato puree. You know, so they're producing San Marzano-like tomatoes, San Marzano style tomatoes. They're just not true San Marzanos, but you get whatever you like, you know, because after all, you're just making pizza at the house. And a little guilty confession here. I go to Aldi, I get their Happy Harvest crushed tomatoes, and when I put it on a pizza, I love it. I love it better than San Marzano's. Why? Because it reminds me of the pizza that I used to eat growing up. For most of us, our favorite pizza is usually the pizza we ate growing up. Now, I switched. Once, you know, I grew up outside Boston. I love Bianchi's pizza, but once I had Pizzeria Regina in Boston's North End. Forget it. That's been my favorite ever since, and still my favorite today. This is just showing you how you can make a tomato sauce out of super heavy tomato puree. Get the consistency you want, get the taste that you want, get the flavor profile. Use a little salt, onion powder, garlic powder, oregano. Maybe you like basil, put the basil in, you know, put parsley in if you want. Put extra virgin olive oil, maybe got a little bit more in there. Yeah, a few more drops. Put it in, see what you like. You know, this is playing with pizza. Play with your sauce, play with your pizza. See what you like, and experiment and stick with that. And as my grandma Bonadolo always says, manja, Bobby, manja. Ciao, thanks.